G'day guys, just wanted to give you a bit of an introduction into the Optimod's world of voiceover and radio production, and a little bit of a journey of where I've come from and where I'm going, I guess. The key behind it all obviously is staying fresh, is keeping ideas rolling, creativity moving, and that kind of thing. So I'm going to embark on a little bit of a journey of obviously that as an introduction, and then just do some tips and tricks and things that I've done that hopefully can help you guys out in regards to effects and things that you can do inside radio production or wherever your post-production audio ends up. Now, I started off here, as you might be able to tell, with GarageBand. This is GarageBand 08. So this is the one that came with my iMac, and it served me well for so long. I've been able to create some pretty amazing things on here, although there were some limitations along the way that I had to work around, such as if I wanted to use a reverse, for example, like reverse a track, I had to export it out to Audacity, I think I was using, and then bring it back in and then place it and that kind of thing. So what I really want to be able to do is just do something like that right inside the box, inside the program, and go from there. The other one that I kind of found a little bit frustrating once I sort of progressed on was the effects chain. Because there's an option here for only 1, 2, 3, 4 of your own plugins, or alongside whatever is native to GarageBand here. So at times when I wanted to try and do something to a particular track that was getting pretty hefty, there was limitations of what I could choose and when I could use them. So that kind of slowed me down a little bit that way, without being able to send it to a bus and then send a signal to that. The master track too was the other one that kind of tripped me up. There are obviously standard things that you can add to your master: echo, reverb, not usually using that at all. Visual EQ, which is okay, compressor, a ducker, but again only one plugin available, in this case using the BXXL mid-side mastering limiter, which is very cool, and that one will be good for another video. I do enjoy that one. It does give us the punch that we need and be able to cut through. But again, like GarageBand, it's been very good. I'll give you an example. Here's one of the tracks that I made for a guy called Craig Faraway, good friend of mine, and he does a live streaming broadcast and radio, phone-ins, that kind of thing. So get an idea of what you can do with GarageBand.
We have had some technical problems.
We all remember the night the DMCA came to town. Hey, we promoted your music, and you took us down. Well, Craig is back, and he's as big as ever. On Vaughn Live, cheers, 17.
So there you go, we had a bit of fun with that one. So that's a pretty basic track. There's not a hang of a lot going on in that. But in saying that, that's the reality. That's what you can do. There's not much of a limit if you're trying to do some basic things, but if you want to start getting into heavier things, then I suggest you take a look at something like this. Now, this is Reaper. This was suggested to me by a very good friend in the audio world, Rich Goyette. Now, this here it was a 2-month demo, and I was sold on it pretty early, but it was a 2-month demo. Everything's fully functional. I think even the updates were fired at you as well, so you could actually update the program along the way. But the point being is that this here just kind of took the limitations that I did have to a whole nother level. So basically it was like, they're gone. So there's so many more things I can do now. This is more a market for like the leading DAWs and digital audio workstations that people are using these days. So the layout's very similar, cross platforms and things like that. So, but in saying that, Rich was very good at showing me in GarageBand that you've got to make the most with what you've got, and I did. And the point where I was getting a little bit demotivated because of the fact that, there was some limitations. But then he introduced me to this one here, and obviously being on a bit of a budget that I was. I took up after the 2 months the $60 US that it was at the time and went, yep, I'm into this. And this has been amazing. I've got realistically unlimited plugins that I can put on each track if I need to. And it's only limited by my own processing power, which I do lack. But that's all good. I've not hit the ceiling yet with that one, and been able to churn out some good stuff. I'll give you an example of what we've done here. This is again for Craig.
Remember what radio used to be like? Phone-ins, requests, and great music.
Craig's bringing the old school radio
back to life. WCRAIG.
So there you go. All in good fun. So the idea, obviously, guys, is to give you a bit of an idea of say, hey, look, this is what's coming. I'm going to put out some videos that are involved with how to do some things, so a little bit of how-to stuff, which I hope you'll find interesting and hope you find that it might be helpful in the things that I've learned since my days in radio, and obviously what I've learned from good friends around the globe, which has been really cool, and some good positive feedback on what I've been doing and where I can take it. So hopefully that helps and might whet your appetite for what's ahead. But tune in, and I'll keep you guys up to date with some cool hot tips that are coming, and go from there. So cheers, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you up in a future video. Catch you soon.